There are so many interesting, horrifying, or downright weird things in this big world of ours.
Each week, we'll bring you a new true crime story that has little to no coverage in English.
Let us do the translations, so you don't have to. Hello.
Hello,
Howdy.
we're back.
Yes. We didn't ask how Viktória was, though.
Yeah,
We don't have
we're
anything to share
horrible.
off the record. We can pause it now.
Oh, yeah, actually, yeah, because we did talk about how everyone else was. I didn't even realize. So
Yeah.
I'm like, is there anything significant? I've been working,
Have you baked anything recently?
bread.
What kind of bread?
It's shocking.
Protein bread?
Sourdough bread. Well, kind of. Not exactly. Just regular bread with some extra protein. Yeah, I'm in my protein era now.
She's a protein bro. Gym bro.
Oh, no, it's not that bad. But yeah.
But how many
I
grams
just-
of protein do you need to get a day? Was it?
Well, according to the internet, something like, depends on the day, right? Like if I work out more or whatever, then more, but at least 100 grams. 100,
Which is insane to
120.
me. I feel like I'm definitely not getting 100 grams of protein a day.
Yeah, and that's when I was like, wait, so like muscles, whatever, like if you want to gain some, but also like above the age of 30, your muscles start to,
Atrophy.
I guess. And then I was like, wait, but do I eat enough protein? And then I started tracking a little bit, and I don't think I do. Or actually, to gain muscles, not enough. Probably just to maintain the very little amount that I have currently. It's enough.
But like, how many calories are in 100 grams of protein, too? That's like
But
your
it depends. Oh, just like any protein, like pure protein.
pure protein.
I mean, if you look at protein powder,
Yeah.
for example, like, plain, like unflavored,
Yeah.
sounds bad. Yes, it's
Yeah.
pretty bad.
Yeah.
I have this bean-based one. It tastes like beans. 100 grams of this. It's a very random topic for a podcast today.
Mhm. Yep.
Okay, 100 grams of this protein powder. I'm trying to think. I think it's like less than 400 calories, like 380 something maybe. And it has, I think, 86 grams of protein.
Okay.
So
Okay. That's not
it's
that much,
doable,
actually.
but
Yeah.
I refuse to just eat protein powder. So,
Why would that be?
so yeah.
I must admit that I hate all things like protein yogurts and all these things that are like added protein, because they have this
Taste.
The taste is like,
Yeah.
I mean, the taste of protein, like it's very powdery taste. Like,
Yeah, it is. It's like
sand.
gritty.
It tastes
It's
like
gritty.
sand.
It's gritty. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Taste
don't
the
only
texture.
eat protein powder. So I do maybe put a little bit in yogurts and stuff, but otherwise I just try to, double up on tofu in dishes and whatever, eat more seitan and things like that.
Yeah. Like lately I've been doing smoothies in the morning because like oatmeal hasn't been sounding good. And then so I put like oat yogurt, oat drink, and then protein powder and fruit like strawberries and blackcurrants or whatever, and kale, and then that's my smoothie.
Oh,
so
that's
yeah.
actually, that doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah, it's actually quite good. I recommend.
I swapped my oat yogurt, which I love so much, to soy yogurt.
Yeah, I should do that because there's more protein in it
for
than soy yogurt.
So you both are in your protein.
I'm not, but I'm just like, I should probably have more. I don't know, because after Viktória came over, I'm like, fuck, I don't eat enough protein. Like, some days I'm probably getting like 10 grams of protein or something.
Oh, that's impossible. Like when I tracked for a little bit, I think I was eating maybe like 50 to 70, just like on normal days when I don't try to eat or try to even think about it.
Yeah, but still.
But the annoying thing is that carbs and fat taste the best.
Yes.
Of course.
I love my carbs.
And I will eat carbs and fat too. So, yeah.
Oh, bread.
How about fatty protein?
Oh, some nice seitan.
Nuts.
Fatty seitan. Oh, I just had some pecans.
Well, yeah.
I just had
Yeah.
pecans. Those are good. I'm on a pecan kick too.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. So wait, how did this come up?
How were you doing with protein? And then I said, did you bake any bread? And then you're like, no.
Oh yeah, was it protein bread? I did bake bread. Yes.
I really want more focaccia, by the way.
I can
fuck yeah.
make you some more. It's very easy.
It's so good with roasted garlic and fuck yeah, rosemary.
Yeah, that's just carbs and fat, basically.
Yeah. Yes.
That's why it's so good.
We could add some protein in it.
You can put some hummus on top or some smoked tofu or something.
Yeah. Oh, I've been eating chickpeas too, like chickpeas, crushing that up and then putting some pickle juice and then cutting up pickles, dill pickles.
And
some
I think
mustard. And it tastes like tuna fish. In my mind, it tastes like tuna fish. So it's like, I mean, I like is it the Euro East pickles, kind of like that flavor. So
the one that we,
yes.
By the way, if anyone from Euro East is listening, we are willing to do a PR.
Yes.
Because we've been already doing it, kind of.
Yeah. At least 2 episodes we've talked about
we can do a really good PR, a better one.
Yes.
So, I just finished my Euro East and I have like the liquid in my. I think when I go home, I will drink it.
Yep.
It's so great that you're all
not
pickle fans.
PR'd. I'm sorry for our listeners.
Yeah, pickles.
But yeah, fermented stuff. Yes.
Pickle chips, like potato chips with a taste of pickle.
I don't think I've had those.
I bought some. Yeah, from like a big supermarket I found. Oh, they were so good.
But they're probably not vegan, I would assume. Or
I don't know, like it's 50-50. Like sometimes they have something really random that makes them non-vegan, and you're like, is this necessary? Yeah, yes. But not all of them.
I think I have tried chips with like pickle flavored chips, dill pickle or something.
Or you know what we could do? We could make our own, because you make salt and vinegar chips. You cut the potatoes really thin, soak it in vinegar, and then you fry the chips, or like fry the potatoes. So I would assume that you could do the same thing, just cut the potatoes really thin with the mandolin, soak them in the brine, the pickle brine, and then deep fry them. And then, of course, add some powdered pickles.
Yes, exactly. Dehydrate pickles.
Yes.
Crush them up.
I think this actually is maybe vegan.
Wait, which one is that? Which
is it
brand?
Toffel?
No. It's fjord chips.
Uh-huh.
A Norwegian delight.
Uh-huh.
Where did you find that?
I think maybe from just City Market. Or like some bigger one.
Fjord pickle
Dill pickle chips by Fjord Chips, a true Norwegian craft delight.
Well, the first thing that popped up was indeed Fjord Chips dill pickle. Oh, gin and tonic too? What?
Yeah, I've been looking for that, but I don't find that.
Yes, this is the one that I've tried. It's very good.
Yes. Gin tonic?
No. I mean the pickle chips. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I like chips. They are my, I wouldn't call weakness, because
they make you strong.
I don't. No. Yeah, and I don't. It's not like I eat back. Like I eat them very
seldomly, and
not seldomly, but not a lot at
not
once.
Every day.
Okay.
Like, for every meal.
They're my little treat. I take a little, like a bowl, and eat them with movie or whatever, and I enjoy. They are my favorite, like delicacy.
I love chips too.
Yeah.
And why do we love them? Because it's just fat and carbs.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, this is getting like, we are not getting paid for this PRing.
No.
Too bad.
Fjord Chips, pay us if you want some more commercials.
Also, Euro East and Fjord Chips. We're waiting for your
coupon translation murder for 50% off of Fjord Chips. No.
That's right. Also, if any plant-based protein powder companies want to convince us that protein powder is actually tasty,
that's actually very
you're welcome to try.
Yeah, definitely. Huh.
I did actually read about a case from Norway today.
Is this going to be your story, your news tangent?
I was thinking it could be my story, because Norwegian is almost like Swedish, so basically I can read it.
Yeah, basically.
I mean, once I played Trivial Pursuit, you know, the game.
Yeah,
I love it.
For like
one of my favorites.
An hour with my friend. We were like maybe 16, and we were just playing it.
It was Norwegian.
And then we realized it was Norwegian. Like, we were fine.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we realized it quite early because of the, you know, the Ö and R with different letters. But still, like, we were happily playing it. No problem. Of course, there were some words we didn't understand, but then we just skipped those.
Yeah, makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So
sounds good.
You wanna keep the story a secret. Or was it about protein?
Keep it safe.
It's not about protein, but it's about fjord. So maybe if we are connected by fjord chips before that episode, we can combine the fjord chips PRing and fjord murder case.
Okay.
Or I can say it's maybe not a murder case. Who knows? It's a very mysterious case.
Maybe we need to change our...
Yeah, I will do it.
Okay. But I think we need to change our podcast like name to Chips and Murder or something like that.
Yeah.
Then we
have been talking about food related. We're doing a food related podcast, no?
Yeah. Yeah. I think we need to incorporate some food in this somehow.
So in every regular episode, we talk about food. And then in the news tangents, we have animal facts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
And food.
And food. Yeah, pretty much everything tangent-wise. Yeah.
I think this happens already naturally. I don't need to really like commit to doing this.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
So,
do you want to hear a story from me?
I was just about to say, so, Viktória, do you want to get started?
Like a crime story?
Yeah.
Actually relevant thing for the podcast?
No.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm like,
does
did
the
we
crime
freeze?
include food?
Wait, I'm thinking. No, I don't think it does.
Okay.
Well, then whatever. We don't need to talk about this story then.
Okay.
No, let's start. We can then continue with food afterwards if we still feel.
Plus,
we can disgusting. We can't.
Yeah. Well, it's not a happy story. Oh, shocking.
Yeah.
Did you expect it?
No.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's a very interesting one. And can you guess where it's from?
Hungary?
Hungary.
It's from France.
Oh.
What? Are you...
What?
Yes.
Do you know French?
Parlez-vous français?
So the thing is that the reason why I brought it is because it does have a Hungarian angle, and it came up in Hungarian media, I would say maybe a month ago or kind of recently. I saw it and I was like, wait a second, that looks interesting. I've never heard about this case, so I should look into it a little bit more. But I did learn French in high school for several years. And I
didn't know this.
Nothing, because I know nothing. Like literally nothing. I'm not joking with you. It was the most unserious language class ever. So we didn't actually learn anything, unfortunately.
Great.
Or I guess if I really tried, I could have, but I was not interested. Anyway, so technically, maybe I should understand French, but I don't.
Okay. Well, you can maybe pronounce it well.
No.
Okay. No. Shit. All right. Never mind.
So apologies for that in advance. But anyway, so this came up in Hungarian media recently because there was Netflix docuseries released about the case. So I will say this is actually the docuseries, 3 episodes, and it's in French. But of course, you can also watch it in English with, I think there's dubbing and there's also subtitles. So I would not say that it's strictly one of those cases that's not covered in English at all. There are articles, also like from the UK and whatever. It's because it includes famous people. So it actually is kind of well known. Maybe you know something about this case. You can tell me very soon. But I have not heard about it before. And I also don't think it's super well known outside of France. I think it is somewhat known, but not the case that everyone knows about. So hopefully it qualifies.
And if it doesn't, what will we do? Just not release this episode?
Or there's going to be one person in the comments on the episode. Hey, I thought this isn't covered in English. Really? Are you sure? Are you sure about that?
I've read an article about this in English.
Yeah. So we might get those comments, and I take responsibility.
I'm prepared.
But yes, then again, our like what we say is little or no coverage.
Yes.
Yeah.
And who defines little?
There's a Netflix documentary about it, so I don't, But anyway, it's so it was actually a great source. I watched it over the weekend, 3 episodes, so it's really like a long movie. And I also thought that because it has a Hungarian angle and it comes up that one of the people involved is Hungarian, but I kind of looked up a little bit more things about her, and I thought it could be still kind of interesting to cover and add a little bit more information that is not that frequently discussed about the case.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the story in general is heavily about relationships, domestic violence, role of media, the role of fans and fandom, and how society deals with famous people committing crimes. So hopefully you have some, opinions and want to. Yeah, I think it's just one of those cases that has a lot of points that are worth discussing and a lot of problematic parts. So first question to both of you: do you know the French rock band? It's not active anymore, but it used to be Noir, Désir. Is this familiar? Does it sound familiar to you?
No.
What was it?
Noir, Désir. So black
desire.
Black desire.
Yeah. Which is, shouldn't the color be
the second word? I was thinking the same.
Or is it just other adjectives? But no, like Moulin Rouge, like there the red is after the
I was thinking about this too.
I have studied also 2 years of French at school, and this is how much I know.
I'm the only one that has not.
So adjectives should generally be after the noun.
I thought the same, and I was like, interesting. I didn't look into it, but hey, we have 2 linguists here, so you can speculate.
I know nothing about French though, so I'm the only one who knows jack shit. I don't
know anything either.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have a strong background in French, so maybe I will leave it here.
Listeners, if you know, let us know.
I'm sure that we have listeners who actually know.
Maybe. You can never know.
So,
did you start Googling the grammar of French?
Yes, I did. Adjective follows the noun, so...
Yes.
Yeah, Black
Well, that's the name of the band.
Yeah.
It's just...
Well, are they friends?
Yes. But when do they come before? J'ai un stylo rouge, or definitely not j'ai un rouge stylo. Colors often come after the noun unless it's poetry or something.
Okay, let's be fine with the band being poetic.
Yeah.
Un pull noir. Okay, anyway, all right. That's it.
French rock band, and poetry. They were formed in the 80s. They were very, like iconic, super well known in France. I think also they got a lot of awards abroad as well. So not just France, like it was a pretty popular band. I did not know them, but like generally they should be pretty well known. And the frontman of this band, called Bertrand Cantat. Bertrand, do you want me to spell the name? Do you want to Google the guy?
I know how to spell it, yeah.
He was this he is actually, okay, spoiler alert, he is alive still today.
So
he was born in
bad about him. Is that what are we free to call him an asshole? Are we trying to okay, yeah.
We just know that he was not the victim of a murder.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Okay, Bertrand. Okay, yes.
Let's see. We can decide later. People have a lot of opinions about him.
Got it.
He was born in 1964, and was frontman of this band. He's like this very charismatic, frontman type guy, like very, confident singer, genius artist. Everyone loved him.
Great.
But
there was something lurking underneath the surface. Like, I feel like there's this kind of like, I don't know, some type of commercial or something.
But the point is, what I wanted to, emphasize here is that he's like this typical frontman type person, like who you would imagine to be a frontman of a band. Like,
so it's a rock band.
It's a rock band. Yeah. He was also very like politically outspoken. He was like anti-capitalist and criticizing the far right parties in France and whatever. So, this kind of guy. And then so we have a few significant characters in the story. He is kind of one of them. And then the other one is French actress Marie Trintignant, who was born in 1962. And she is like this also very famous person in France. She was born, like, she was in, part of this like very famous French family. Everyone, almost more or less everyone in the family was in the movie industry, and they were like kind of film royalty in general. So she was born into this like artist world and became an actress herself. By the time these two people get to know each other, Marie has already had a long career in like doing films, like doing stage work since her childhood, and just being involved in all sorts of roles as an actress before. As for her personal life, she had, by this time, early 2000s, she had 4 children from 4 different relationships. She was also married 4 times to these 4 people who she had the children from. And overall, she was described as a very free-spirited and confident, but like kind artist. Any questions at this point about them?
Nope. Seems pretty straightforward.
Okay. So as Marie was preparing for a new movie role in 2002, she was supposed to play the role of Janis Joplin in a film called Janis and John, about Janis Joplin and John Lennon, and her husband at the time, Samuel Benchetry, was playing John Lennon in the film. So as she was preparing for this role, she wanted to gather, inspiration about how to act as a charismatic person on stage, or be like a charismatic, confident artist on stage, singer. So because this band, Noir, Désir, was already super well known in France, she wanted to see them perform and went to their concert. And after this, she asked to meet Bertrand to talk to him, kind of backstage, to kind of study for this role. So then they meet backstage. Of course, I guess it was pretty easily organized. All of these are very important people, right? So they meet, they start chatting, and then other people in the documentary describe this, that it was just like they bonded immediately. It was like love at first sight. Yes, they
Sparks
just,
were flying. Chemistry was so thick you could bite it. Okay, so yeah.
Exactly. So they just, fell for each other immediately and just like clicked. The problem was
both of them are married.
Both of them are married.
But is that really a problem?
Well,
I mean, she has been married 4 times. It's like, at this point, you're just like
collecting
a new bicycle.
Yeah, sure. Anyway, neither of them seemed to think that it was a huge problem, and they decided to separate from their partners.
Good for them.
That's a surprise.
But at least they separated before murder. Yeah. Like, I need to murder my wife before I can get with this other chick. At least they did the proper thing to separate before. Like,
well, let's see if I can change your mind. But they did separate from the partners. Okay. I mean, okay. So Marie, talked to Samuel. She was like, I fell in love with this guy. We should probably separate. Apparently he was like, that's fine, no problem. Wow. They separated amicably, kept a friendly relationship, all good. Bertrand also was married at the time, and he decided to leave his wife. His wife's name is Krisztina Rády. This is the Hungarian person in the story. The shitty thing is that she just gave birth to their second child.
Oh, fucking asshole.
So much so that she was literally still in the hospital.
No. No.
That's evil.
What a piece of shit.
Just a question. I don't know if this is, I mean, for the context, if you happen to know, was she his first marriage?
I think so, yes.
Okay. Because, okay, this is maybe a bit cruel thing to say, but for someone who has been married 4 times, if you decide to marry them, maybe you should expect something from their character. Like, okay, they don't tend to stay in long marriages. They fall in love easily and blah blah blah. But if it's your first marriage, then you never know. Like,
but I mean, as long as it's fine for everyone involved, I guess it's
yeah. I mean, it's not a judgment. It's more like you know
what you're getting into. Yeah,
possibly.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I think I would have a complex. I'd be like, okay. I think I would feel very insecure in a relationship if I was the 4th or 5th wife. I'd be like, okay, it's only a matter of time before there's someone new. But
yeah, exactly. I would be like, well, I'll enjoy it while it lasts.
I guess.
Again, the attitude I want to promote.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure that between Bertrand and Krisztina, it was their, like, for both of them, it was the first marriage.
Okay.
And they already had a child before this, so I think he was born in 97, I think, and this baby is now, just born in 2002, when Bertrand and Marie just, fall in love with each other so madly that there's nothing else they could do, and then she's in the hospital, and he's like, well, goodbye.
Fuck you, Bertrand. Fuck you.
That's not great.
That was a shitty thing to do. And I'm not even saying like allegedly that's a shitty thing to do. No, that is a shitty thing to do, to leave your...
It's a very shitty thing to do. Yeah. There's like a little, scene from an interview with Krisztina, and she was saying that, well, it was like very difficult. The separation was very difficult for her, but, they managed to stay friends and whatever. Like she was like very, like a little bit too nice about it when she talked about the whole thing later on. Anyway, so this happened. I also wanted to tell a little bit more about Krisztina because she's a Hungarian character, and we do hear a lot about her in the documentary and the articles and whatnot, but maybe there's a little bit more that I found in general that I wanted to...
What does her last name mean, by the way? Rády.
You always ask me this question.
I know, you should be prepared. I'm sorry.
I should be prepared. I mean, it doesn't mean anything that immediately would come to my mind. It might be that, I don't know, like being from somewhere. I feel like Hungarians will come for me one day that I say stupid things.
No.
Let me Google this.
I was also Googling too. Like or fond of. A Czech word.
And it's with a Y in the end, but that's common for...
Yeah. Oh, I kind of ruined the ending. I just was searching the name and then her name popped up and a little bit of a blurb. Oops. Go. Yep.
I'm sure you can be very unbiased now as I'm telling you this story.
Bertrand. Fuck you.
Okay. Okay, Petra doesn't know yet, so...
Yeah.
Okay.
Laura, you need to...
I didn't even try to search for it. I just like Rády and then that was it.
And
then it gave... Okay.
Okay, so Krisztina, she was born in 1968 in Budapest, and she had a degree in French and Portuguese literature and culture. So that's how she, got into French, like in general, and French culture through her studies. And in 1993, she was working as a cultural organizer and translator, promoting Hungarian artists abroad. Or actually, so that was kind of her career in general. And specifically in 1993, she was helping with the organization of Sziget Festival. So that's the famous festival, the music festival in Hungary. I think it might have been the first time they organized this. Back then it was still called Diák Sziget, which means student island. But since then it's became a huge event. Lots of people from abroad go there. And in 93, this same French band, Noir, Désir, was playing at the festival. And she was assigned as their kind of Hungarian contact and interpreter. And because, of course, she spoke French, so she was, helping the band and organizing stuff. And that's how Krisztina and Bertrand met in 93. And they quickly bonded, over music and political ideals and literature and all that stuff. So they...
And it's kind of like, as a story, it's cute, like, because my image of rock stars is more like they hang out with other like models or actors, or like other entertainment, more like different type of occupations. But then you just bond with your interpreter, local contact. That's
but she was very much in like the artist world in general. But she was not an actress or a musician herself.
Yeah.
And apparently Bertrand was also into actresses because, well, we know.
Yeah.
But makes sense. So about her career in general over the years, she, like I said, she was a translator, but also cultural organizer. She was promoting Hungarian art in France, like translated a lot of Hungarian, plays and poems and just literature in general to French. In 1996, there was a guidebook about Budapest released. She was the co-editor and translator of this guidebook that introduced a lot of French readers to Hungary, so that motivated a lot of people to come and visit the country. Between 96 and 99, she was the artistic director of the Paris Hungarian Institute and organized a lot of cultural and music events. Lots of things over the years, commissioned by the French Ministry of Culture to coordinate the Year of Hungarian Culture in France. Co-founded in 2004, she co-founded a production agency that handled French music acts for Sziget Festival. So I guess she stayed, part of that project. Yeah, so she was this like very active person in the artistic world, and she had a very active career herself. So she wasn't really just known as this famous guy's wife, but she had her own thing going on.
Yeah.
So the two of them got married in 97 and settled in Bordeaux. And like I said, they ended up having 2 children. Okay, so back to 2003 now, when Bertrand and Marie are already a pair, like a couple, right? So they are already together, and people describe that they still had this very intense relationship. They were together all the time, doing everything together. So obviously when Marie had they were shooting a movie in Lithuania, in Vilnius, he had to come along as well. And people who were in the documentary describing how the whole production went, they were saying that it was kind of unusual that a partner was staying for the entire time. I think it was like 2 months or something when they were shooting this movie. He was there the whole time. Like they said that he was just like everywhere, like just with her the whole time. When he was not like right next to her, then they were texting all the time. He was calling, like when she was getting her makeup done, he was still there, like just kind of obsessively.
Sounds controlling to the fucking max. Wow.
Didn't he have anything to do?
Yeah.
I guess
like do your rock music thing.
Yeah.
Well, maybe, they were not on tour or anything, so he had time. This movie that they were filming, it was kind of a family production for like Marie's family. Her mom was the director. Her brother he had a role as well. So a lot of people from their family were involved, and she was one of the actresses in the movie. So Bertrand was also there the whole time. And people were saying that Marie seemed kind of distracted because she was kind of, like working, but also dealing with him every other second when she was not in a scene or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this was like mostly fine, but then we arrive at a conflict suddenly when you can guess that a guy like this, based on at least how I described him, would be pretty jealous as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And he could potentially get like maybe
Violent,
overreact. Yeah,
maybe.
maybe.
But I'm just wondering, in this movie, was there a romantic partner, like as a lead, or like to her counter part or something?
I'm not sure, but that's not why he got jealous.
No, but I was just
In this
thinking, like,
case.
maybe that's why he also wanted to come along. Because I mean, like I said earlier, if you're
Mhm.
if you're going to date somebody who has 4 previous marriages, you're kind of like, it's either her or the exes, but the common denominator between all of these people is her, like, so you'd feel kind of a bit insecure to begin with, and then I think once you add in like a personality like his, then it becomes more volatile, like throwing
Yeah. That makes a
gasoline on
lot
a
of
fire.
sense.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. I think he just thought about this as like, this is like this great love, and he's just like so intensely in love with this woman, and they cannot be separated from each other. And that's so healthy, right? So they
And I
have to be
also
together.
feel like a lot of lead singers are very, like, I think a lot of musicians are insecure, but then I think a lot of lead singers are because they're kind of acting out there. They're trying to put up this front, and they want people to look at them because they're so fucking insecure. Like, generally speaking, from all the fucking lead singers I've worked with, all of them have been very insecure. And usually the reason why I don't get along with them. But yeah, because they're the kind of people. So.
Well, yeah. So what happened in this case is that Marie got a text from her ex-husband, Samuel. And it was like apparently about something, like some outstanding payments related to the movie production, this Janice and John movie or something. But then he signed the text with something like a little too affectionate, maybe something like, what was it?
Je t'aime.
My little Janice or something like that.
Oh God.
Which kind of makes sense. Like if you've been in a relationship, maybe you still have something
so
like
soon. Yeah. It ended within a year. Like it's only been like a year, right? So
yeah, and they have a kid together. They were married. They separated now. I mean, it's fine. So the issue was not that she responded something similar. It was just that the guy sent this message, and Bertrand saw it, and he got really angry. He was like, so he talks about this a lot later. His main issue apparently was that the imbalance is just unbearable because it seems like Marie did not, stop being like affectionate fully, or like she did not cut all ties with this guy, which he knew because they had a kid together and they met. So it's not like that was an expectation even.
Yeah.
But he was saying that he didn't talk like this to her ex-wife, and they didn't have such a relationship and whatever. So there's this huge imbalance, and why she's,
well,
why
he just seems like a sociopath if he has no fucking emotions to someone he has 2 kids with. But okay, he can turn it off immediately. So yeah, sure.
Yeah, so they started fighting over this, and they went to one of the producers, maybe. I forgot what was his role, but he's telling about this in the documentary, that they first went to his apartment or hotel room and they were like fighting. And he was saying that Bertrand was like kind of getting a little bit violent with Marie. So he was like, okay, you need to calm down. He took them out from the apartment and just, they were walking on the street and whatever. And he felt like, okay, maybe, they're fine now. They stopped fighting. So he accompanied them back to their own hotel, which was in a different place. And then, they said goodnight. They seemed fine. And then they were not fine. So the two of them go back to the hotel room. The next thing we hear, or other people hear, is that Marie gets to the hospital in a coma.
What?
So by the next morning, she's taken to the hospital and she's in a coma. And then, of course, people are like, it's pretty obvious that Bertrand had something to do with this, right?
Yeah. So no, she just fell down the stairs. Like, what? What do you, like, oh, okay.
So there is, police start investigating this. And, people come to the hospital, like one of her other ex-husbands, I think, and her family. And
are they still in Lithuania?
They're still in Lithuania, yes. And I think even the trial is actually in Lithuania after this, the whole investigation. But of course, French police is also involved. So there's a hearing and he gives a testimony. They want him to tell his version of the story. We can't really ask Marie because she's in a coma. So what he says in this first hearing is that Marie, so they were fighting, right? They went back to the room and then they were kind of continued fighting about the same thing. And he says that he had this imbalance, and then he brought it up again and they started fighting about it. And basically they were getting a little bit violent with each other, and he just pushed her onto the sofa or something. And then she fell and hit her head in the radiator. And that's how it was just a bad accident, basically. So the main theme of this first testimony is that it's just an accident. So horrible. He's so sorry. Yeah. So I think they charge him at this point with murder with indirect intent. So kind of like that this is basically an accident. Well, actually not murder at this point, but just like
manslaughter.
But she's not dead yet, so she's just in a coma.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But anyway, he's charged with, he's like, this is still an investigation, but anyway, it's
like
kind of treated as an accident.
Almost, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I guess, yes. So while she's still in a coma, her family, they talk to French medical, like professionals, neurosurgeons, whatever. They manage to stabilize her condition a little bit and move her to France. Like she's taken there to a hospital. But then they do find that she actually is brain dead, like her EEG is flat and she is alive, but then there is basically no way to save her.
Activity.
Yeah. And on the 1st of August, so this happened basically 27th of July. So on the 1st of August, she passed away in the hospital in France. So she did die in the end. They find that the cause of death or her injury was caused by cerebral edema from head trauma. And of course, now everyone wants to know what the autopsy says, because we only know that this was a bad accident and she just hit her head in the radiator. So by this time, of course, the story is in the media, like French media, Lithuanian media, because these are all famous people. Like both of them are very, very well known in France. Everyone's talking about it, speculating. Both of them have fans, especially Bertrand has like a huge fan base. And that's, you can imagine that some people protect him, other people say that, well. So the autopsy is ready, and it finds that basically Marie's head was hit like 19 times. She had like serious
head trauma.
Head trauma, like basically 19 blows to the head were identified in the autopsy.
Was there any blood on the radiator? Did he actually use the radiator to like beat her head into, or was there like a blunt object, or did they figure out what the...
No, and he will say a little bit more about this in the second hearing, which is kind of funny. I don't think there was actually blood on the radiator.
Yeah.
But basically in the first testimony, he's saying that, he just pushed her, she fell. It happened pretty quickly. But then based on the autopsy, it's like 19 blows, and the medical examiner says that this...
I mean, you probably have skull fractures, you probably have multiple contusions, like all over the head, not just one localized area, is what I imagine, which would then indicate like, okay, one fall, one hit, but like 19 distinct hits.
Yeah. It's by this time, it's pretty clear that it was not one hit. It's like she was beat up like pretty badly. And they also said that this must have lasted several minutes that he was just beating her.
Fucker.
So, of course, this comes out. So now there's a second hearing, and French police also go to Lithuania, and they listen to his story again, and he starts to like change the story a little bit by this time, or like give a little bit more information. He says that he kind of admits that he is he caused her death, but he's still saying that he was kind of just slapping her repeatedly, but they were like kind of violent slaps. He didn't hit her with his fists, but I mean, her nose was like shattered. And everything, like it was pretty bad. And what he says.
By the way, can I just bring up one thing? Do we have to say like allegedly he is a murderer, or do we have to like? I'm just questioning like how we should actually say these things or not.
I mean,
because like I don't want to get sued if someone would actually find this and be like, yeah, he's a fucking murderer or allegedly a murderer. Or I don't know, you know.
Well, there was a trial and he got a sentence and everything, so this is a closed case.
Okay. Okay. Just continue. Sorry. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe don't say that he's a murderer, but
okay. But he's a piece of shit. Like, yes.
I think we can say that.
Yes.
We can state our opinion.
So the fracture was on her face, not on the back.
I think everywhere. Or all over.
But
her
like
head.
that, the blow was like the hit had hit her on the front, not the back.
I think multiple places, because I mean, of course, even if you had like nose going up into the frontal lobes or something, that would also incapacitate you. But then a coma sounds like more general.
Like no one thinks that she hit her head in the radiator.
Yeah, I just mean like in the first, like when she was found and taken to the hospital, if her nose was already fractured, that's quite a visible
and
injury.
Bloody. Yeah,
because first I imagine that it would look like she has fallen, like, you know, if she's pushed and she falls back and hits her head.
No, it didn't look like that at all. It's just that first, you know, there was no medical report yet. And it was just kind of, everyone was going based on his testimony.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, it's a terrible accident.
Yeah, and
because
I wonder
their love was so intense and whatever.
Yeah, but I also wonder if like,
even
if you have like a nosebleed, multiple, like blood all over her face, I'm guessing it also maybe covers up some other injuries too. Like maybe, and then also if you have I think she had dark hair. So that could also maybe cover up a little bit of the blood / injuries, bruising, whatever. Like, swelling.
Yeah, of course.
But so, you know, after this is clear, he talks more about how it went down, and he kind of adds this detail into the story that basically Marie was the one who hit him first.
Fuck, I hate when assholes use this fucking excuse. Like, it doesn't matter who hit who first, it's who escalates the situation into something more.
Plus, we don't know.
Also,
no, I'm just like, sorry. I just had to, fuck.
I also I mean, this is a theme that often comes up with domestic violence.
Yes.
And cannot be ignored, is that like you have to realize which one of you is stronger. Like, well, I don't know their height and weight.
Oh, there's a big difference.
But I assume my stereotype of a French actress is not a huge woman.
No, she's like 165, you know, like 60 kilos, like kind of a small person. And the guy is like almost 2 meters tall, or like not 2 meters maybe, but
big.
Pretty tall, like,
okay.
With like 190 or something. Like he's a tall guy, like pretty muscular too.
Yeah, like if you don't realize that her pushing you and you pushing her is not the same thing. Yeah. It's a bit same. Okay, I don't want to compare women to children, of course, but it's the same. Like if a child hits you, you don't hit the child back because it's a different thing.
Of course.
Like if someone starts to act aggressively, okay, you can like hold or be like, okay.
I mean, like it wasn't into you to like continue the fight. If she hit you or pushed you, you can be like, okay, I'm leaving the situation, or like go to a different room, or like maybe hold her hands but not violently, you know, just something like, hey, stop hitting me or whatever. Like it takes the other person to be like, hey, don't fucking hit me. But then in her regard, like if he would hit her, that's kind of hard to, like, if he was a fucking aggressive asshole and just like continue wailing on her, how do you flee that situation?
Exactly.
I doubt that it was in this situation that he's explaining, because if indeed she was hitting him, he had to have been hitting her and not stopping for it to be this bad.
Exactly. Plus, we don't know what happened because
of course he can say whatever.
People.
And did he have any markings on him?
So
Probably
he
not.
is even. So it's like this whole testimony. It's videotaped. It's also in the documentary. So I don't know if you want to watch that after
Maybe
this.
if I want to get angry. Yeah.
Yeah. But like he's really pathetic. Like he says that he's like crying. That like he really feels sorry for himself, and it's like
for himself.
She hit
yes.
me. Yeah, for himself.
Yeah.
And he says that she hit me, and he kind of paints it like it was self-defense, but also kind of says that, and that it's so sad that she died because he's so in love, and like this was the love of his life and whatever. And
so
then he says this, that
okay.
like, I also had a split lip, but no one seemed to care about it at the time. So he maybe had like a minor injury, but like nothing actually.
Okay,
nothing,
he's definitely a narcissist
serious.
for fucking sure. Like 100%. 100%. Like I think like one of these malignant fucking like narcissistic assholes.
And it gets even worse. So after this, what he did is that he did not call for help for a long time.
Oh,
so
okay,
great.
So she
you probably
becomes unconscious, and then he says that, well, I thought that she's sleeping, so I just put her to bed, and I thought that now she is just asleep, and I will wait until she wakes up. I was checking on her a few times, and this happens a little bit after midnight, maybe around 1 a.m. because they go back to the hotel at midnight. We have there's a security camera footage of them going back to the hotel. And this happens around 1 a.m. And they finally call for help. I'll show you what happens in between, but they finally call for help at 7 in the morning.
Like, so for hours, it's morning and she's not waking up.
So for hours, he's just like sitting around. And then he ends up calling Marie's ex-husband.
Before the ambulance.
Just to kind of talk to him about this text. And he says that, no, you have nothing to worry about. Like, she really loves you. And
what the fuck?
All that. And he says in the testimony that at this time, he thought that she's just sleeping. Right? Who would reasonably think that when you beat someone?
No. Like, okay, even at the worst, you would have a concussion. You shouldn't sleep on a fucking concussion.
Yeah.
You can go into a coma from a concussion if you go to sleep. And then, like, at the worst, she has fucking brain bleeds or skull fracture or brain swelling or all three of those fucking things.
No, he had no idea. That was so, like, unimaginable. Like, it's just ridiculous. So hours later, at like 5 in the morning or something, he calls Marie's brother, who also works on this film, and says that, well, she is like we had a bad fight and you should come over and check on her. So the brother goes over there, and I think Bertrand just tells him that she's asleep. Like he didn't say that, I beat her unconscious. Like she's just asleep. So they just kind of went there to check on her a few times, also the brother. But then I think it took a while until the brother realized that this is actually pretty bad. Like she's not just asleep, but she's unconscious, and she was really badly beat up, and then her face was bleeding and everything. So then they ended up calling the ambulance. So, but because he's portraying this like he does, and also his lawyer is, using this like she started it first story, then the media starts to portray this as a crime of passion, and that
it's a crime maybe of obsession, but not passion.
And they also start framing Marie as this like unstable, promiscuous, too intense woman.
Of course.
So she deserves to be beaten to death.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter what's her character.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But this is early 2000s in France, and there are a bunch of TV shows. People talk about this. And like, there are little clips from these TV shows. They are seriously saying things like, love and pain, and how they, they, come together and like this troubled relationship and intense love and crime of passion. This kind of narrative is all over the media.
No.
Yeah. So there's actually a lot of sympathy going towards this guy, even though he just murdered someone really badly.
And this is the narrative that in the end leads, again, next generation of women to violent relationships, because you romanticize it. And you think like this is part of it.
This is the part of the passionate love. If I don't have a good enough like love, then it's not like this turmoil. It has to be violent or has to be unstable for me to feel anything or like have the love worthy of anything like that.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a trial, nevertheless, even though the media is like, of course, like not everyone is defending him, but the majority of the narrative is like this. Marie has a good friend who she also talks in the documentary, and she was like trying to defend her, and she was like almost cancelled for it or something. So it was,
what?
You try to defend the victim.
Wow. I wonder how people feel about this nowadays, like those same fucking...
Not the same way. Yeah,
good.
Luckily not the same way.
Good.
Okay, so 2004, there's a trial in Vilnius. And the interesting thing, and now Krisztina comes back to the picture because she comes to the trial, but she also goes to Lithuania almost immediately in support of Bertrand. Like she is supporting him, and she's like, a lot of people are waiting to hear her testimony during the trial, because if she says that, she was also abused or there was some form of violence in the relationship, that could solidify the case against
that's
Bertrand.
what I was thinking too. Yeah.
But then she says that he was never violent with her, ever, and she would never stay with a person who could be violent and whatever. So basically she only says nice things about him, and that does not help with the sentencing, as you can imagine.
It's the same fucking thing with like Marilyn Manson. You have one person who says, well, he never raped me or never did anything against my will. But then you have like an overwhelming amount of other people, or like even if there was just one person who said, yeah, he did that to me, doesn't negate.
Yeah, it's like, okay,
negate.
Maybe he didn't. Maybe he was never violent towards her, but it doesn't change.
Doesn't change that he actually killed somebody.
Plus everyone else too says that no, he's not a violent guy, super nice guy, he was just like...
But these character witnesses in a murder should not fucking matter, because you still killed somebody. It doesn't matter what you're like. It doesn't matter.
It's the same as you have the nice boy from the neighborhood and the neighbors say, we could have never imagined.
Yes.
That is not a testimony that matters. Like,
yeah.
He never hits you, so what? He can't do anything else.
And a lot of people are like rooting for him because he's this like genius artist and they just love him so much, right? Yeah. So in the end, he gets 8 years in prison for manslaughter, not murder, because it's kind of like this accident narrative somehow.
How
I don't
can
know.
You
it's
fucking
really weird.
Say?
8 years in which prison? In Lithuania?
Or extradited to France, probably.
Actually, yeah, I think he was. Yeah, I think he was in France.
Which is like...
I think he was still first in Lithuania and then he was moved to France or something.
Yeah, because I was thinking that, of course, the law is different in each country, like the length of punishment and stuff like that. So I guess it's still the law of Lithuania because it happened on the Lithuanian
I think so.
grounds.
Yes.
Apparently he got murder with indirect intent or dolus eventualis.
Okay, so not manslaughter, but
it's
similar.
kind of manslaughter, like convicted of manslaughter, but like murder of like there's different states of manslaughter, but he didn't mean to, and it was kind of like in criminal law and the law of tort, recklessness may be defined as the state of mind where a person deliberately or unjustifiably pursues a course of action while consciously disregarding any risks flowing from such action. So it was kind of like crime of passion. Kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Plus, they didn't charge him for the failure to ask for help because he just put her to bed and waited 7 hours before calling an ambulance. But somehow, and I think maybe French police, Marie's lawyers, the family's lawyers, they were criticizing the Lithuanian authorities because of this, but he didn't end up being charged for that at all. Even though that's like, well, not the worst part, but a really bad part of this.
Yeah, like even if it would have been an accident, like I don't. If you ever pushed someone accidentally and they hit their
call
head,
the cops
like what would I do?
immediately.
I would call an ambulance.
Yeah,
first thing.
Okay, gets worse. So he goes to prison, but because this guy, like, he's just a model prisoner. He behaves so nicely. There are no women in the prison to beat up, I guess. So he's just like, he's doing great, no complaints. So he's released after 4 years. Because
fuck you.
He had the possibility of parole, he gets paroled after 4 years.
Right then. I guess he didn't have any other criminal record then.
No, I don't think he did.
Because I guess that's often like if you're a first timer, that's what at least in Finland you usually sit half of it.
Yeah, and I think Krisztina really helped him a lot. She kept visiting him in prison with the kids pretty often, and also during the parole hearing, she was really active. Like, she was, taking care of paperwork, like providing documents. Like, she really was actively supporting him, unfortunately. And I think one of the reasons why the judge, I think he was also talking a little bit in the documentary. He says that he decided to grant him parole was that it seemed like this family will be finally reunited. So he could go home and they could live together again somehow.
Fuck you.
This almost sounds like the Krisztina has, like, that she was so deeply in love with him that she's just like, I don't care if I'm getting him back, I'm fine.
Yeah, she kept saying also that it's like for the children or because of the children.
Yeah, because of course I would want my children's dad who murdered
somebody.
a woman.
Yeah, I know. But also, if I think about these people, it's my parents' generation, and they have some weird ideas about what's normal in a relationship and what isn't.
Yeah. Okay,
so he is released, and it gets worse now. So it just keeps getting worse.
Yeah.
And they kind of welcome him home, but actually, and that's a good thing.
To the home where Krisztina and the kids are?
No. Okay. So they do not move in together. So they live separately. I think they are, I don't know if they are officially, like, at least to the authorities, they were saying that they will be reunited or in a relationship again, but actually they don't move back in together. She has her own apartment with the kids. She actually has a Hungarian au pair as well, who helps her with the kids because she's working a lot. As we know, she did all of those things that I told you before. And he lives in his apartment. Some good also happens around this time. So Krisztina actually has then a new relationship with another guy. Like, I think maybe it's in the next year or kind of like close to this time. I don't know which year that was exactly, but she gets to know this other guy. They get together, seems to be going well. They're not moving in together or anything, but she has this really nice relationship. The au pair talks about it too. And the guy actually also talks about it in the documentary. So she was really happy in that relationship. But as you can imagine, Bertrand was not super happy about this.
Yep.
That she has a new relationship, and his controlling and possessive side surfaces again.
Like, how can you possess someone you divorced when they were...
Yeah. But this is the narcissistic
I don't even know if they're
mind.
divorced. They might not be divorced officially.
Like,
I don't know.
You left her in the hospital bed with a...
But you want your cake
baby.
And you want to eat it. Like, you want the cake and you want to eat it. You want everything. You want to possess people. You want to be the most important
that's different
thing.
Because then he was in love. But now...
Yeah. Now that he doesn't have anybody, he's like, oh, I need someone else to glom onto.
Yeah. So
he's not happy.
They're fighting. He comes to the apartment all the time. I think he at some point also moves in with them. And he's...
he?
Like Bertrand moves in.
Okay.
His family, I guess. And there's just like constant fights. And Krisztina tells her boyfriend that they should not contact each other again. There are text messages where she's saying that if he finds out that we are talking to each other, that would be the end of my life, and things like that, like pretty clearly.
Alrighty.
So I feel like she lied in the trial. Did she like perjure herself? Because like if she says that, I mean, there had to have been some other cases where he was violent, because it can't just be like throwing a switch and then suddenly you're violent. Come on.
Probably yes. Yeah. So this escalates, gets worse. They're constantly fighting, and there's actually a very sad voicemail that she leaves to her parents. It's on YouTube. It's in Hungarian, but I have the link if you want to listen to it with, I guess, translated subtitles. It's about a 7-minute long voicemail where she calls her parents, and she is like kind of just apologizing that she didn't call them for a while. And she's like, yeah, the situation is pretty bad. And she talks about how Bertrand is kind of crazy, and she describes how the other day she almost died because he was so enraged, and she wants to get out of the situation, but she isn't sure like how to do this, like how to go. And but she is kind of telling her parents that it might be that one day soon we show up at your door with the kids, so expect that you might see us. But then she also says things like, if I survive this, or hopefully this was not the last time you hear my voice.
Fucking hell, that breaks your heart. That breaks your heart from the parents, like, because she's in France. Is she back in Bordeaux?
Yes.
And they're in Hungary, probably.
The parents are in Hungary, yeah. And she even says in this voicemail, this did not come up in the documentary, but I listened to the voicemail, and she says there that that like hopefully this was not the last time you hear my voice, but if it is, then at least there would be some evidence of me telling you about this if I die, basically, that this could kind of like, it's like semi-jokingly she says this, but not actually jokingly. I think she was actually pretty serious about it. And then she says, but like actually there's plenty of evidence, like a lot of our friends have seen him acting violent, and people on the street or whatever, like it's not a secret. She talks about it, that it's kind of obvious that he's.
How the fuck did they get this out of not in the trial then? Like what?
Yeah. And also Bertrand is threatening her with committing suicide, like that he would commit suicide if she leaves him.
That's a classic move.
Of course. Very classic move. Kristina's mom says that Krisztina told her mom at some point that there was like one time at the dinner table he was threatening her and like started cutting himself there in front of the family and whatever, like things like this. So it was pretty bad. Volatile. So she tried to she wanted to get out of this, but it seemed difficult. And I mean, by this time they have been together for a long time, and it gets even harder, right?
And you have the kids. Like kids always make things harder because then there are only legal rights of a parent and blah blah blah.
So what happens after this? Just to recap the timeline, he was released from prison in 2007, and I think this voicemail is sometime maybe end of 2009. So this kind of started getting worse in that last year. Finally, on the 10th of January 2010, this is the detail that Laura probably spoiled for herself. She commits suicide. So she hangs herself in their home in Bordeaux. And while Bertrand is also in the house, like he's in the apartment, asleep in another room, and her son comes home from school, and he's the one who finds his mom and calls the police and wakes up his dad. There's also a suicide note that she leaves on the table, something like hello and goodbye, and like some pages. It's not fully public what's in the note, but
she does. Is it in Hungarian or French?
It's in French.
Curious. That's curious.
But she does implicate that Bertrand was like the cause of this, or like he led to this decision. So, okay, you are wondering that maybe that what happens after this, like, does anyone think that Bertrand is responsible for this death of a second woman?
At least psychologically.
Yeah, apparently nowadays it's in French law that like this is kind of classified as a type of murder, like kind of psychological torture that leads someone to commit suicide. Is in there. It wasn't in the law back then. So there is a little bit of an investigation, 1 day or 1.5 days long investigation, where they, do maybe an autopsy. They decide that, yeah, she committed suicide. The poor guy, he is just so unlucky in love.
Yeah.
And
somehow all the women around him just end up dying.
He's just so unlucky, right? Yeah. Like, yeah, so sad. But yeah, no in-depth investigation. And yeah, the media just portrays him like this. Like, it's so tragic. And this poor guy is just cursed. The band, Noir, Désir, disbands shortly after this. Like, I don't know, not immediately maybe, but kind of soon after this. But somehow, obviously, not surprisingly, some years later, or kind of not very long after this, Bertrand decides to return as a solo artist. And he goes on tours and releases albums and all that stuff. And actually, people love him. Like, people just, go to the gigs and they love him so much.
People should boycott him.
His publisher talks also on the documentary, and he's like, well, if you don't like him, don't listen to him. Don't buy a ticket, whatever. It's your decision. Yeah. So he is pretty popular, like, overall in France. And then I think when was it? 2020, maybe. There's this like 7-page interview with him in some famous magazine. I forgot which one it was. He's on like the front page or whatever. And then at the same time, the Me Too movement starts. Was that in 2020?
Yes,
it was a bit earlier, I think.
19.
Yeah,
around that time.
Into 20, something. Yeah.
So that generates a lot of discussion about, domestic violence and like women being abused and all that.
That men can do this and not get cancelled.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there's a little bit of a bigger backlash towards the guy, and feminist movement protests against him. And yeah, so there's like people are speaking out, or also some journalists who maybe didn't really understand what happened back then, or just kind of accepted the narrative in the media, now start reevaluating what actually went down. Yeah, but this is where we are until a little bit more, like, I think around the same time, there are some journalists, French journalists, who now start looking into this case a little bit more, start reviving it, the first murder, what happened to his wife, Krisztina, and all that. And that's what actually led to this Netflix documentary in the end. And in this new investigation that the journalists are doing, they were pretty sure that this guy had to have been violent before. Like, this was not the first time he was violent, when he killed Marie. And also he probably abused his wife. She just didn't say anything about it. So they start calling people and trying to get information from someone. No one wants to talk. Like, a lot of people say that they had to sign
NDAs
and whatever, that they cannot say anything about him. So everyone has been pretty much silenced. But then there are 2 pieces of interesting information that we find out. One is that in this documentary, there's a nurse or someone working in a hospital who anonymously talks about something that they found out. We don't know who this person is. They're completely blacked out. Like, you don't see them and their voice is distorted. But they say that they one day at work, they were looking for a patient file, and then they just saw Kristina's file like very close by, like it was a physical like folder, and they recognized the name. So they were like, "Oh, interesting." So illegally, like you're not supposed to
I'm
do
like,
this.
that's not what you're supposed to do.
No, but they were just curious. So they opened up the folder, read the case, and said that, well, actually, there are a bunch of things in this medical record indicating that she went to the hospital with previous injuries. Like she had things like scalp detachment, like something that indicates that she was pulled by her hair or dragged on the floor. And like a lot of previous injuries that are in this file, like we have not seen this file because this person is like, I want to stay anonymous, but it exists. Like there are these medical records. So there would be a pretty strong evidence for like physical abuse.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is that one of the former band members from Noir, Désir, decides to talk to this journalist anonymously. So we don't know which band member, and they were off the record. So they didn't let them record the conversation. But they say that, Bertrand was like super violent all the time. Like he abused like 2 other women before he even got married to Krisztina.
Wow.
Like he strangled one of them and she, left. But it was this, like they made this pact that they will not talk about this. And when he had the trial, then they also made a pact with Krisztina, his wife, that no one is going to talk about him being violent on other occasions to protect him. Also not confirmed, but this is like, someone who said that they're from the band. I'm sure the journalist knows for sure, but we didn't see any concrete evidence.
I mean, in a way, like for Krisztina, you can think all kind of like, this is what often you read. People, victims of domestic violence, might start protecting the violent spouse, and also it's kind of close to type of a Stockholm syndrome that you kind of like, even you're treated horribly, we are still like, oh, but he's the best. But we can understand why she didn't give him out. But I always feel so angry for these friends, like the band members. I guess they are guys too. Like, you're such losers. Like, you have no bravery. Like, that you tell that, hey, this guy is a monster.
But of course, in a way, they're protecting themselves too, because he's making money for them.
Yeah, of course.
It's a successful band.
But I also wonder if Krisztina was kind of a bit traumatized with the way he left. I mean, she gave birth to their new kid.
Maybe at that point she was just like happy. Actually, like,
I can have him back
now. I don't need to deal with this.
Or I think, but then at the same time, like she had to have lied on the stand, supposedly, because if there is indeed violence in the past,
I'm sure many people did. Yeah,
like, goddamn.
Yeah.
Because how scary too. If that's the father of your kids, you can't just cut ties. I don't know what the laws are. Yeah, so it's like, even if she did testify against him, then there's no guarantee that he wouldn't retaliate or do something to her or the kids. So that's also really shitty.
And that's what you hear a lot, like in Finland, that the violent husband revenges by killing also the kids. And as a mother, that's the last, like...
Yeah. So I could see why she was motivated to lie, in my opinion. Like, she probably killed herself in the end because she didn't... Like, I'm not saying she killed herself, like, but I'm just saying that she probably hypothetically kind of shot herself in the foot or whatever by lying on the stand, which sucks because she was a victim herself. So... supposedly.
And even though she's saying that, she was doing this for the kids and whatever, and in a way, I mean, of course, it's not actually good for the kids, but, this is something that people often think.
Yeah.
But then if I just think about this voice message that she left to her parents, she mentions that, the kids are super upset. Like she actually talks quite a lot about how her son's grades have been declining, and like his teacher said that he is like not able to focus in school. Like the kids were very much affected.
Which makes me think, then why would you leave your kids in that situation? If you were a mom, why would you kill yourself and leave your kids there?
But I think the killing herself is, because this goes back to what I just said about the revenge thing, because often these husbands, they want to revenge to that. Like sometimes you see this pattern that they kill only the kids because they want to make the mother suffer.
But then why would you leave your kids? And maybe she thought
that maybe when I'm dead, he can't revenge me anymore. Like then he will let the kids just be. I don't know, like what kind of discussion or fights they had. And
yeah, it's very hard to think about this or talk about this rationally, because it's like, I think to be in that mindset that you're actually like, and now I will kill myself. It's like she had to have been through so much psychological and physical like torture and so much that it's like, it doesn't feel like there are any other options for her.
You don't have the energy to try to solve the situation.
Yeah, even though like if we think about rationally, then sure, like why didn't she just pack her things and leave? And
it's so easy to say, like impossible. Just leave.
But that's never easy.
Yeah, and if you're like, if you don't have the capacity. Like it does require organizing and finding a new place to live, thinking like how to then keep him not coming there and all this stuff. And
doing it quietly so he doesn't find out before you actually leave, and all this stuff.
So tiny bit of ray of hope in the story is that now, and that's one of the reasons why I found this case, is that based on this new evidence that came up in the documentary, French police or prosecutors decided to reopen the case.
Good.
Of Marie?
No, because that was kind of closed. Like he already went to prison for it, not for too long.
Okay, true. Yeah.
Maybe Kristina's dead, even though that was already reopened, apparently in 2013, 14, and 18, and ended without charges each time. Because I think her family and like other people were like, you need to look into this because there's this fucked up evidence. But and even though now it's in French law that like someone could be charged with psychologically abusing someone to the point that they
apply it, though.
No. But I think there are these medical records now that apparently always existed, if it's true, right? Plus, it came up that there were these other women who were abused before. So they want to look into that as well.
At least cancel this motherfucker. Yeah.
Yeah, and at least he could get some kind of conviction of like violence, like assault.
Yeah. But yeah, he's just fine. I mean, of course, now this is on Netflix, so a lot of people will watch it. We talk about it. It's getting more known, and it has been known in France for a long time. But for most of the time, it was like painted in a completely different light. But otherwise, he's a free man doing his thing.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
Yeah. So I don't know what's the answer to your question earlier, Laura. Can we say that he's a murderer? I mean, he was charged.
Yeah, he was charged with manslaughter technically, but
so I guess we can.
But at this point, it doesn't sound like him suing someone of saying bad things about him will now be a problem. Like that there is already so much media going around him that's just now that's his part.
Yeah. Fucker.
Yeah, so I still wanted to talk about this with you because I thought that you would be interested in the case, even though it's pretty horrible, but it's very relevant because it's in a way still active now. And so even though there's this documentary, I recommend that you go and watch it to actually see the people.
What was the name of the documentary?
Oh, yeah, good point. I did not say that. The name of the documentary is From Rockstar to Killer, the Cantat case.
Okay. Was there a different name of it in Hungarian, or did you watch it with?
I watched it with English dubbing.
Okay, yeah.
So I don't know. I don't.
Are you so traumatized of your French studies that you have to watch it with English dubbing?
No, the reason was different. I was also crocheting at the same time.
Yeah, it's hard to watch and read subtitles and do.
Okay. Otherwise, I would normally watch something with subtitles.
Yeah.
But I was like, well, it's a documentary, so.
Yeah, because I thought that that's more like intuitive thing to do, just to let it be in the original audio and put subtitles. But you're like, I don't want to hear no French.
Yeah.
That was not the reason, but actually, yeah. But yeah, no, it was just my crocheting.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's pretty bad case. Also quite long. Now I'm looking at the time.
Yeah.
It took a while. Yeah. So there are some more details, of course, there. And even though we try not to cover cases that are, you can basically get the information kind of easily or most of the information yourself, but I still wanted to talk about this here because, well, maybe a little bit more context about the Hungarian angle.
Yep.
Yeah, that was good. Thanks for bringing this important topic to us. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, next time it's my turn. So I think we'll have a German case. Yeah, I have one in mind. So we'll do that.
A cold case?
Yes. Actually, I know like the name of the case, but then I was like, I don't know the specifics of it yet, but I think it's an unsolved German case with a kid, unfortunately. So,
okay.
Yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, I guess, is there anything else anybody wants to add before I do the closing credits?
No.
Okay.
Just, dick pics, don't send them.
Yeah, don't send those.
Don't. Be getting so much. Can't stand this anymore. Like horrible.
Yep. But you can send other things to our Gmail at translationmurderpodcast@gmail.com. And you can also follow us on Instagram, where we're now posting reels and other posts of our clips of the podcast. So
thanks to Laura.
Be sure you do that. And yeah, thank you for listening. Hei paralla.
Adios.
Bye.
Not au revoir.
Oh, fuck. I should have said that. Oh, damn it. Missed opportunity.